Thankfully, it's over, everybody. Yes, bounty missions are over. I'm happy about this because anything that happens side quest wise in Marvel Contest of Champions after about 2 weeks, I think everybody is pretty much done with it. Bounty missions have been a month-long saga, inner saga, and I know that some people have been interested, but other times people have not. These particular bounty missions, as we know, unlock various different champions, and in this video we're going to be focusing on some of the build-up play, some of the bounty fights, and then focusing on the last fight for me, which is the spot fight, and the champions that I use, and also champions I recommend. I've put in the description information about the elites, if you haven't done already, and in previous bounty mission coverage, I've gone over some of the lower bounties. So these ones right here, the daily bounty board options. As we know, farming those particular bounties has led to a realm event which is on at the moment and how people are grabbing points. I know of somebody that has gone exponentially mad with the farming. And of course, if you spent money on some of the bundles, which we thought were how you'd be able to get yourself on high ranks, well, that has changed. And if you spend in the quest to become Bastion, let's face it, and that you probably wouldn't have got that, and you had to kind of follow the method, which we covered very early on in the month. So if you did that method to farm decent rank, then fair play. To be honest, unless you were getting first or second place, it was kind of like, why would you want to invest any more time outside of getting, what, 12,507 star Titan crystal shards? Like, apart from that, yeah, I'm sure people would kind of question why would they bother for those positions. If you were farming for the number one position of Bastion, then it's a different case. You probably went ham. So let's get rock and rolling with the footage. First of all, I decided to go down to path, I think it's 8 or 7. I have to double check. Yes, path 7. And this was just an easygoing path, using skill champions, miscounters, possibly if you needed it. And right at the end, Kingpin actually works quite well for this, and so does Okoye. But I just use Nick Fury and Bullseye right at the very end. Bullseye is great for the basic bounties, and also some of the elites, because he has some countering mechanics, miss, evade. Also, he has a very cool interaction with Power Sting, which can be very much of assistance and help. But Okoye, Kingpin, any kind of like skill champion is very, very good indeed. Going down to, I think it's path 9, you can use heal blockers because for this, or buff immune champions because of buffet over time, and using that against, using the likes of Warlock, using Photon, and of course using Mega Sentinel, and the great Titania, which we have on screen right now, and of course Red Guardian. But Titania, of course, does Titania things, which is a lot of damage very, very quickly, which is always very welcomed, especially getting that little striker off, and then blasting through with a nice SP2 to finish for style. Love a bit of style with this one. And then against Werewolf by Night, this is path 1. Science Champions absolutely obliterate this, and of course Hulk. Very odd there. I am still seeing a lot of issues with AI and of course inputs. I went for a heavy attack. I didn't click for a heavy attack. According to Kabam, I did. According to this game for inputs, it does. Which of course is not exactly great for it. But hey, you know, Hulk does Hulk things, and Hulk smash with a striker, it seems. You do have to, on path 1, make sure to rotate around the special attacks, which they do special 1 because the 1 popped up, the prompter for it. And of course, we're going to ramp up and build round to SP2. Or will I actually need it? Because let's face it, SP2 smash, good timing, boom. We love that with a good bit of timing. And then, of course, the final fight is Rintra. To be honest, very straightforward, all of this stuff with it. So that was path 1 and path 7, I think, and path 9 or something like that. Anyway, all those paths. One final path, or I think final fight here against Nightcrawler. This is path 12. And on path 12, right at the end of the boss, you do have an evade champion in shape and form of Nightcrawler. And I didn't get my rotations round properly, and that's because I was concentrating in the wrong areas. And yeah, like I wasn't concentrating on the fact you need to knock down the champion. So once it pops up after the special attack, you then have a limited amount of time, and you've got to do a knockdown, which I didn't do. I just got a bit lazy. And I think that just goes to show when you have to do so much of these particular quests, you just get bored of them going into the final week, which, let's face it, we are in. But it was good to like knock this out of the park, get it done, and go over to the spot boss. But I love Prowler because of the pursuit passive to counter those evades. So bye-bye Nightcrawler. But it's indeed final quest time, and we're going up against Spot. I know that for a lot of people, miss is an annoying factor to this champion as a defender. We do have ticking time bomb. When the attacker performs a well-timed block, they gain a fuse charge. Striking the defender's block removes 1 fuse charge. When the attacker reaches 3 fuse charges, they're all consumed, and the attacker takes a burst of direct damage, dealing 15% of their max health. Now, miss counters for sure, but it's not necessarily that is a main focus point. It is the fuse. So you could say to yourself, well, don't get hit into the block because you'll get a fuse charge. At 3 fuse charges, boom. You also get rooted and you get heavy attacked. So keep your distance and understand the pattern in which the switch Spot comes at you. Throwing a special attack might break the routing. Miscountering like Cyclops, Serpent, Hercules could be helpful. But let's see who I used. That's right, I used Silver Sable. I just wanted to do something different and outside the outside the box even. That's actually quite a good kind of like sentence there. Anyway, I decided to use Silver Sable because I just wanted to kind of like just use a different champion that's got tracking. So if you've got a champion that's got tracking helps counter miss. I just thought it'd be different. And sometimes it's cool to be different. Chill for the SP2 also works with this. And yeah, I could have like bent around those fuse charges a little bit more and concentrated more on actually playing the node out that the champion has. Didn't, but to be honest, I didn't really care. Sometimes, as we said, when you get to the final week, you get a little bit braver and you grow a set of balls, right? And I grew a set of balls. Congrats to me. And yeah, that's a weird sentence I've ever said in the world of MCOC and content creation. I grew a set of balls in the Marvel Contest of Champions. Hey, it's 2025, everybody, and anything could be possible. That is and was the champions that I used there, and some of the champions that I recommend for that. It's nice to see the end of this, but as I said, like depending on what champions you had left, I put the elite options in the description to check out if anybody wants to read my write-up on it. I don't really have enough time nowadays to do because of situations that are going on, to do the like Google Drives as I used to do. That probably was something in 2026 I'll look to kind of like get sorted, but I've got a lot on personally and a lot on with stuff with work. Funny enough, tomorrow something's going live which is quite mega. But anyway, by the way, can't really talk about it. NDA'd, out of my mind. Nothing to do with gaming, nothing to do with this channel, something to do with main job. Anyway, that is going to be it for the video here today. I think this is the last video of the day on Wednesday. I think I've got a little video planned on Thursday for something. And then we're seeing into the live stream content coverage, which will be on Friday through to the weekend. And I've got a very, very busy weekend. Absolutely stocked. So yeah, cheers everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.